So I just bought this guy. This is the Brushmaster CH3 wood chipper. Should be able to handle up to 3-inch diameter branch according to the manufacturer specifications. I purchased this used, got it for 600 bucks. The gentleman I bought it from upgraded it to a 13 horsepower engine. The engine sounds great. When I was there buying it used from him, I had him run a log through it to test it. It didn't get very far because it looked like it really just was not cutting well. He said that it was just an issue of the blade inside needed to be sharpened or replaced, and he gave me a brand new unused replacement blade for the chipper. So I went ahead and trusted him since the engine sounded strong. Got it home and opened it up, as you can see, taking the hoppers off of it, and turns out the blade is perfectly sharp, and it can chip a little bit slowly, but it really doesn't want to feed in and eat through stuff the way I know it should. So I'm trying to figure out why that is, and I'll show you a couple of close-up shots here. The blade is here, and it actually only has one blade for the chipping function. So this is the blade, and typically chippers, from what I've researched, will have two blades on them, one on this side and one 180 degrees over on the other side of the drum. This one, for some reason, only has one on it, and there's not a spot to add another blade, so that's kind of odd. It's a pretty narrow gap here, and then what's really narrow is the gap between how far this way the blade is and how far this way the steel drum is. They're very close together, so I think that might be part of the reason it doesn't want to work well. So I'm trying to figure this out and hoping that some of you guys online will have some tips for me on how I might be able to adjust this wood chipper and make some modifications so it'll actually eat through a branch. And I'll show you a shot here of what it looks like when it's running and I'm trying to feed a branch through it. The engine sounds strong the whole time, even when you're trying to feeding it, but for some reason it just doesn't want to eat, even though the blade is perfectly sharp. So I wonder if it's, yeah, I'm looking for advice. Thanks. Alright, so what I noticed doing that is it went through, if I put a really big amount of pressure into, pushing it really hard into the inlet area, but if I, just kind of casually let it sit there, it didn't feed in. Now, I believe gravity is supposed to be enough to feed things into the hopper, and if not, you should only have to put light pressure on. If you push like super crazy hard, then you can get it to work. Like, you gotta put like pretty much your full body weight into it if it's gonna chip through anything. This is just ridiculous. The machine itself is rated at 3-inch capacity, which means with the stock motor, it should be able to do a real good job of handling 2-inch branches. But with the upgraded motor, I would expect it could handle all the way up to 3 inches just fine. This is only about 1.25 inches, and I was still having to push super hard. So what's going on? I don't think chippers are supposed to require that intense amount of pressure. Yeah, push on it a little bit, but you shouldn't have to be putting your entire body weight in to the chipper to make it work. So yeah, looking for advice. Thanks.